What's going on, guys? This is Mike from Dark Magical Gaming coming at you today with a 12th place regional deck profile. What's your name and what did you play?
I am also a Michael. And
it's a good name.
I played a very sad deck. Sky Striker Adventure Destroy Phoenix.
Disgusting. Seems like it worked out pretty good for you. So let's go ahead and look at this list.
Starting off, very standard main deck. Make sure I'm putting my cards down the right list. Our very standard striker card. Well, I guess less than standard. A lot of people have been playing 2 rows recently just because it interacts well with Verite. But I'm not Brian Chen, and I'm not playing like a 47 card list. I was playing 41. So one of the guys from the Sky Striker server figured out a way to cut my deck mostly down to 40. I put it back up to 41 because of Griffin Rider and how I swapped some of the ratios down the line before the regional, but nothing else much to say there. Just I will still say Ray Bay. I'm not going to say anything else, but one of my favorite cards in the game. Then a very similar ratio of 3 starter and then 1 other extender, negate. I don't know, these cards are just very good. They win games, they summon DPE. We all know what they do at this point. I guess like the one card that kind of go over is just Griffin Rider. I like the fact that he's a big boy who negates. And oftentimes, like, well, I'm not going to say often, I tested a little bit without Griffin Rider because when I started playing this engine, I pretty much played Griffin Rider the entire time. It's like the one time I decided to not, I was going towards putting up lethal, and Griffin Rider plus Adventure Token plus a Ray of some form plus DP is 8k exact. When I didn't have Griffin Rider, it was Water Enchanters, so I was 500 off. I was like, at the very minimum, I am playing this card because it just kills my opponent, and I need to do that fast in this deck. Because maybe it's just because I'm not that great a striker player, but when I got into the really long grind games, I was generally kind of losing. I'll admit that. And then the bricks, shiny bricks. Alright, then hand traps. We got 3 Ash, 2 Bell. Never played against SP a now. And then 3 Veiler. Veiler's one of my favorite hand traps. It will deal with most of the format, assuming Brand lost is not on the field. And I don't know, it's just generally pretty good. I don't play Hulk, so I'm not playing like Hulk Celine. I just wanted a good amount of interaction for going first, since I am playing go first with this list specifically. I actually have just cut Veiler from my current list and replaced it with 2 talents to get it down to 40, and going second to see if I can edge out against Despia better, because when I played against Tony Icon over there, it generally does not go well. Then for spells, we got our very small striker package. It's almost like Striker Orcus, where you're just playing like the bare minimum with the toolbox and not really having the recursion. So basically with 3 Kagari, that is your multi-roll, and you just have to make the right picks of what to get back with Kagari, because sometimes you just thin out with engage so much that you just have to get things back in graveyard. And then Rhoda as our last pseudo striker card. Then Fateful Stuff, 3 right, break it back. I wanted 3 right because I just wanted another true starter, because originally I was on 3 pot of Prosperity. So I actually did follow Brian Chen, the guy who said earlier in the video, who talked in like California with 47 card going second striker. He was on 2 pot and probably 3 right, and I decided to follow that because I just wanted more true starters instead of having to dig for them. And then 2 Fusion Destiny. If this card stays at 2, even if Verte's banned, I would still play this. Then the 2 pots. If Adventure Stuff takes the hit, then the 3rd one probably comes back in. Otherwise, it's a very good card. Still managed to see it in duplicates at the regional. Called by, please don't ban this card, even though it destroyed Michael Boyd here.
Yeah.
5 games.
I was not having a good time because of that card.
And then 2 droplets. I maybe activated this one time. I don't remember. I don't remember activating this card, but it is very good. I just was never in a situation where it was like saved my life. Wish it did at the YCS. I got straight body by Dragoon round 1. And then 3 Emperor. No mine. That's it. 41 cards. And then,
Alright, sweet. Let's see this extra deck here.
It's really nothing too special. It is the DPE package. You need this to turn tokens into Verte. We had the toolbox set, aka the Banish Off Prosperity set. Again, this is just for the regional. These do come up like when you're playing more than 8 rounds at Yu-Gi-Oh! But I maybe Some in the Dark. Doesn't help I went against Dingo against SPS, so it never came up there. Never got to steal. I don't think I stole any DPs. Not with this, but a lot of times these are just like my standard 3 to Banish Off Prosperity unless I hard drew Fusion Destiny. Then I can banish like Verity and Wing Spider. Then Strikers, Zeke, Kaina, the 2 Hayates, then 2 Shizukus, and then, yes, these are the rarities I played, 3 PRs.
We love it. Love to see it.
Love different rarities. I just wish I didn't get so disorganized during games, because I like having this be my last one. It's like the hurrah. And then side deck. 2 Nibiru. I know I brought this in against Kids, I believe, and I lost that game because I couldn't get her a token because I didn't have any other starters. It was like a hand of 4 or 5 game traps. It was bad. 3 Cosmic. I did not go against Monkey other than Flow Wonderies, so these might have come against Flow Wonder, but otherwise I didn't really go against track decks. Tank Tops, very good card. I did actually, I summoned this like once or twice. It was also just like at one point just sort of sitting in hand because I did other things first, but always love Tank Tops. 2 Ogres. Again, it's just like the one standout moment. I remember when I sided this in against Dragon Link because Field Spell. It just kind of got ripped out of my hand by Levianeer. So sad. Other Duster, Shared Ride. I probably saw this. This is not very good content. Like my side deck just felt like very low impact because it was like if I was bringing it in, I wasn't seeing it all too often. So like I don't think my side deck was a very big reason I won my games that day. Like Shared Ride has been crap for me in like the past. Like even going second against something like Prank Kids, if you can fire this off, like they have to add so much during your own turn from hand and grave. It is very funny and helps you keep up with like Prank Kids and Flow Wonder, even going first or second. And then 3 D-Barrier. As previously said, I did not go against Despia. I did go against Sword Soul, but this never came in. And very quickly, forgot to do this beforehand, so my bad. You might have to like make a cut or something, or you're just gonna watch me fumble this for like 20 seconds. I don't know. I can always talk about the fact that Draco Bag is just an insane card, and the fact that you can equip it to a Sky Striker Ace token is very funny. Because it did, I do believe it came up where I was able to summon the token, and I had Drake back in hand already, so I just equip it and you get a free bounce. It's same sort of deal with like Prank Kids and their token. But matchups, I went 2-1 against Evil Twin. It was a 20-minute game 1 in which I lost. Then game 2, I went first, was able to stop their setup. They never got trouble stunning, and then they lost. Game 3, they go first, and they set 5 paths. They lost. Round 2 was against Low End Reeds. We had around a 16-minute game 1, which I lost. Game 2, I go first, stop their setup, and then I win. And then game 3, they break. That was pretty much the story for the first 2 rounds. And then we have our lunch break, and then I come back. My opponent does not until after they said that you receive a game 1 loss if you have not sat down. So you received a game 1 loss. He's playing Tenny Sword Soul, and I beat him. So I went 1-0 against Tenny Sword Soul for round 3. Then round 4, I went against Dragon Link. I lost game 1. I don't remember if it was a grind, but I lost game 1. And then game 2, I just actually opted to go second for once. And they just set up spheres, and I had call by. So call by was very good then. And I won that game. And then I think they made me go first, game 3. And I lost, because when it comes to just super gas combo decks, I can't really keep up because you don't have enough interaction to stop them. It's weird. Like, you want to go first, stop the setup, but if you go first, sometimes they just have way too much gas and they kill you anyways. So, yeah. And then round 5 we go against Low End Reeds again. 2-0'd him. Game 2 was very funny because his board was Wind Bear Statue and Map Pass. So I just normal summoned anyways because he didn't have a bird. I know he didn't have a bird because he had Map on the field. And he could have just gone into any bird if he actually had one. So Hayate's a very good card against Wind Bear Statue anyways, if Ray doesn't get over her anyways. And then I 2-0 Tenny Soul for the next round. Then I got, I believe, 0-2'd by Prank Kids. I don't think I won a game. I believe Boyd was there to watch some of that, and it was gross. And then last round, I 2-1 Cyber's Brave DPE. Technically, it was Blitz, but I never saw those cards. I won game 1. I think it was another one where it's like super grindy, but I actually won it. And then game 2, I think he got too much advantage with his DP. And then game 3, he did something to where he went first, had DP on the field. Or I know at some point he established his board. I don't think he went first. He gets DP on the field and he pops something other than DP and pops something of mine, and I was able to then set up like full adventure and my own DP, and then I widowed anchored, took his DP since it wasn't negated, and then killed him. And that was very funny. And that was the end of my regional. It was 194 players, and I got 12th place.
All right, man. Congratulations once again, and thank you for sitting down here with me today.
Of course, I feel obligated since you drove me.
It was a very fun time. All right, guys, make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you soon on Dark Magical Gaming.